Well, it's been pretty crazy busy, but it's been very exciting. We were poised to make a run, and obviously, like the last couple weeks of the season, we were just getting our team ready to be the best possible team we could be going into the tournament. But as soon as we were unfortunately knocked out, it's been pretty crazy from the rumors and all that stuff, obviously with the coaching stuff and then just the transfer portal and whatnot. But just been busy, just working. Kind of just keep your head down and keep working. And then last week when Hendo took the job at Drake, had to get ready to roll to be hopefully ready for this opportunity. And I'm really lucky that President Dunn, Justin Sell, and the rest of the university gave me this opportunity.
Has there been a moment, whether it was that day, I don't know, sometime with your wife, by yourself, where it hits you, wow, I am the head coach of Southwest?
I probably haven't had that moment enough, but the one moment was probably Saturday evening. I stayed in the office pretty late after I got the call from Justin at my house, and then obviously I had to come over and meet with him and then meet with the team. I met with the players right away, but when I got back home later that evening and just had a little time with my wife Renee, and it kind of sunk into us that wow, this is happening, and so it was pretty cool. I mean, we've loved Brookings, we've loved South Dakota State for 6 years, and just being able to stay here and take over as the head coach is really, really special to us.
I was listening to your interview with Tyler Berry. I didn't know that you lost your dad. How much have you thought about your pops this past week?
Quite a bit. I mean, it's I've been really. We lost him a few years ago, and he was my first coach and everything. He like a lot of young kids, if they're fortunate enough to have a great dad like I had, they're usually your coach in youth sports. And so I was very lucky to have him as my coach in baseball, basketball, soccer, anything that I did. So, he always enjoyed watching me coach when I got into it, and they never missed a game when I was at Kirkwood, and they got up here as much as possible, my mom and dad. And so this is, I know he's in spirit. I know he's also played a role in this happening for me too. So I'm definitely, can't say that it'd be nice to have, obviously it'd be awesome to have him here, but I also know he's here in spirit.
What did he pass away?
Cancer. Yep, cancer. Yep.
Get into some stuff that you've been dealing with day to day, probably hour to hour. How much time have you had to spend re-recruiting in Boston?
Quite a bit, to be honest. Now, I wouldn't say like it's a lot of re-recruitment for every player by any means, but that's just what you got to do now. I mean, that's just what you have to do now. And so when I found out that I was going to get the job, that's where my mind went right away, is our current players. Because I wanted every single one of them to stay, and I wanted them to be a part of this and have this experience. And so the first probably 24 hours, that's all what I was doing. And then you got to think about staff and some other items, but that's been the primary focus for me.
With that, on the note, the staff, I know that they told me Tucker's still.
Yep.
But you obviously have a lot of holes to fill. How have you gone about building your staff?
Well, I think about it just like a team. It's got to fit together. It's got to be a very connected group. I need to find guys that will, have the values that we'll have in our program, but at the same time, can bring something that maybe I don't, maybe a weakness of mine. So I want to have a very collaborative staff that will work really well together, that is connected, because we're going to be preaching to our players all the time and our teams, like we want to be the most connected team out there. Well, you got to have a connected staff to do that as well too. So I'm trying to put together the staff with that first in mind of how do we as a staff fit together and are really connected.
I know you were a head coach before. If you've been able to draw back on that experience to help you through this, or does this feel like it's obviously a whole new era too? Does this feel like a whole new piece?
There's a lot of different things to it. That's for sure. It is a different era. But at the same time, like I've always tried to operate like a head coach in my role as an assistant the last 6 years. So I don't necessarily feel like I have to change a whole bunch. Obviously, I got to make some different decisions. I got to be a part of a few more things that I wasn't a part of, that Hendo obviously took care of. But I do reflect back on my 6 years as a head coach at Kirkwood and some of the things that I need to be thinking about and decisions I would need to make. And I reflect back on that, and that'll help me definitely in these first few years.
To wrap it up, you got plenty of time until the next season, but it's coming. How do you approach things? Are you a goal setter? Are you a guy who just wants to, like, you make tangible goals where it's, this is our goal, it's to win the conference, or it's our goal is to get better. What kind of goals are you setting for yourself?
Well, for myself, I do have a few goals, but I won't necessarily always talk about them. I like to be a goal setter, but at the same time, like right now, it's going to be all about the process of getting better every single day, and showing improvement, and just those daily wins, and getting better. And that is how I will operate, especially the here and the now. But once we kind of get settled in, and we get our roster set and get our coaching staff set, we'll be able to kind of sit down and really put together some goals. But the goals here at South Dakota State are pretty simple. I mean, you got to compete for a conference championship every year. We have a great opportunity to win the conference tournament and get to the NCAA tournament. So, I mean, we won't talk about those things all the time with our players, because I want them just to be worried about what's in front of them right now. But at the same time, that will be the long-term goals for us.